This is my curtain. It is also the inspiration for this video. Okay, yeah. So, excuse me. Okay, to be more specific about my inspiration, I'm talking about a specific pattern on the curtain, which is this one and this one. And the reason why I picked it is because I think they're supposed to be flowers, but they look like fairies to me, which is very convenient because I was supposed to start doing my fairy challenge. I know, very exciting stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna start on this page. So yeah, I'm going to start doing some sketch mock-ups to figure out the sketch, to turn this into a character, and then I'll do like the final illustration on this side. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to try to fit all three. Focus. Focus. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to do all three. Try to do all three. I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to do it because it looks like they were like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I'll get my head inside the shot. So just from two quick idea to just say what I'm thinking. It looks like they will have like large ears, small heads, like big hats, some kind of big hat right here. I don't know if you can see or not. Oops. And then they got this like really interesting dress, bell-like dress which fluffs up, something like that. And they got like, I don't know where their hands would fit though. That's the question. They have arms right here, like outside the dress, and they got like long, very long legs and tiny feet. So that's the idea I'm going with. So I'm gonna turn this into a character, turn this more into a character, figure it out more. That's what you'll be seeing me doing. And let's get into it. And I'll just switch over to voiceover. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not liking any of these, so I had to give a quick glance at the internet for some ideas of like fluffy, flowy skirts and dresses. So, yeah. Okay, I have an idea, a better idea. Okay, let's see. Okay, so, woo! I was just trying to figure out the skirts, because it took me a while to figure out what kind of skirt I want. I was trying to figure out the skirt, but also trying to figure out the top. And then I just clicked when I was drawing that skirt that I just want a poncho. Poncho looks well because you can hide the arms too. I know how to see the arms. That's what I was trying to figure out because I don't want to show the arms and hands. And then I would try and figure out what kind of skirt I want. The first one actually was kind of like the flow I want, but it looked very unnatural, so I decided to go with a poofy dress. And then I was trying to figure out the hats. And I was looking butterfly hats, but there was no actual, like, the shape of a butterfly, but not the actually put a butterfly, like, pasting a butterfly on a hat. That's what it looked like to me. So putting it all together, I pretty much like the look. I did the face off camera. But yeah, I pretty much like the general look of how it was going with the skirt. If I could make it a skirt that puffy enough, it's like a mix between the two because it would look more down in the picture. So yeah. And I didn't really think of shoes. I don't think they would be wearing shoes. And I decided to color it in Sharpies, but not straying away too away from the color scheme of blue and yellow because I really liked it. So I just took all the different colors or close to shade of blue I had, and then picked all the colors yellow, which is only one, and the two other close to it that probably hopefully could have been well was just like the yellow and the orange. You'll see how that came out later, but it was mostly yellow because the top is yellow and it's just like spots of blue with the skin and hair and the legs, because that's how it was on the current pattern I chosen. That's how it looked, and I like that. That was very cute in the miniature look. And then I also made a little composition of how I wanted the face because I wanted to do three of them, and so yeah. And then what was I saying? Oh, this is the composition. Now I'm doing the color composition of it all put together. Like, I just want to show you and share you, like, through this little sketch. I took a picture and I looked through it through a black and white lens. I don't know if you can tell or see it because it's maybe super bright. No, it's not bright at all. Nope, okay. Okay, so anyhow, like, through Visa, I have some contrast that I want to get. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. You can't really. So it has more contrast than I expected. It's like, even when it's like this, it's not like very more grayscale. I have enough contrast between the darks and lights, and even mids. So I was thinking like, well, did I add too much color? But no. Like, I got some nice darks, so the contrast don't overlap too much, and there's a lot of darks. There is lights with the yellow. There's a lot of lights with the yellow. There's a lot of darks with the legs and the hair and the skin and the flower, and the mid tone will be the blue in the background. So I got some tones there. So yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the sketch and color it all in. Okay, so starting. Since the two colors of the markers I'm using, the main colors I'm using is pretty much blue and yellow, I decided to do the line work, the sketching, in blue and yellow color pencils. Just plain blue and plain yellow, nothing fancy. I did the overlaying. Well, is it overlaying? The basic sketch work, the sketchiness in yellow because it's the lightest color, so it won't show as much. Hopefully, is my my thinking, and then I went over it and I had the word in my mind. I overlay, is it not overlay? Retrace the line work, the lines that I like in blue sketch, and blue pencil, and then you'll see later on. I'm skipping ahead, so I'm just going to talk about the composition for a second. And the composition was a bit off because I think I made them a tad bit bigger because I wanted it to be big, fit enough to fill the page. But I think I made them too big because they also have very long legs, so I couldn't fit the flower where I wanted it to. And I also forgot to draw a wing, so I had to add it in like the last minute with the yellow and then retrace it with the blue. And I didn't draw the faces. The drafting was supposed to be done in yellow, but I ended up drafting it in blue. And then I erased it all to do some line work. But I didn't want to do everything in black. Well, technically this is dark gray, but it looks black, right? So I didn't want to do everything in this dark gray color because it would be too much. So I decided to pick and choose my areas of where I wanted the dark color. mostly around the face because that's the place where I want you to focus, but also wherever there's like folds or specific not moderate outstanding like piece of like not piece body part, whatever. And then I'll start drawing in a flat blue, but this is where my blue was slowly running out of color, my background blue, which was very sad and disappointing because I really liked that color for the background because it was a perfect color, and unfortunately I had no other colors to replace it that was pretty much a very similar or close to color shade, at least not a Sharpie. I didn't look at it, bother look at my other ones. Also, another thing I noticed with the Sharpies, especially when with the dry ones, and because I have pressed down as much as I can to get the color out, this paper does not take to markers very well compared to my other sketchbook. At least this paper does not take markers well when it's dry, at least. I don't know if it's because the Sharpie point nib is very hard, but yeah, so you can see it is very dry. My dark blue is also going dry, but it still had enough juice to at least cover those legs, all those legs. And it helps go over it with black to make it flatten some areas like the shading part, but you could definitely tell even from here that yeah, that's very sketchy. It wasn't laying very flat, the color. But it worked in here because it was a small area, so yay! So some parts came out very sketchy, some parts came out very flat. I end up having to do this whole thing over. I'm going to do it in another video because this video was getting tad bit long. So I decided to, cut my losses and just do a different take, a different video for this. Because and I'm not going to do the markers because I really wanted to keep the colors of blue and yellow. And if you haven't noticed, have you noticed now what's missing from when I did the sketch? Because it wasn't until after I finished coloring the whole thing that I noticed. And that's the skirt. I forgot the skirt. I mean, it still looked cute, but it wasn't what I originally was going for. I really wanted that fluffy skirt, so I also had to include that in on top of. And I think that's the main motive of redoing it over again, over than just the dry markers and the very bad coloring results, was that I really wanted to get that skirt in. But yeah. So, but you know what? The yellows didn't look so bad. I'm not sure about the coloring, the shading, because the yellow was nice and flat. I really like how the yellow looks. The yellow is a very juicy color because I don't use that much. I don't use yellows much. I come to realize in my drawings and artwork. Again. Okay, where was I? Okay, so yeah, basically my computer just turned off on me while I was recording. So I'm just gonna wrap up here and say that see you in the next one. To finish my little product. My fairy's based on my shower curtain. I forgot where I put my phone. I will show you, but I literally forgot where I put my phone. It's not on the table. Okay, so some of my markers, as you can see, dried out surprisingly, and I couldn't find a replaceable color, unfortunately. So I just left it, and this paper is not meant to take markers. There were so many times I had to take the markers, peel the paper off the marker. It was like rubbing off from the marker, or just the nib of the Sharpie was hard. But I used my other sketchbook and there was no problem, so probably both. So yeah, I really like how it came out despite the color cutting off like right here. I wish it just spread down further. And I realized like I'm losing some more of my Sharpies also going. This one's soon going to go dry. I threw away another one. I threw away 2 Sharpies today. But yeah, but about the drawing, I'm really happy with it. I think it looked cute. It'd have been cuter if I had more juice in all my markers. But yeah, the best part was the yellow. The yellow came out nice and flat, and the skin of the blue. So I'm happy. Still, ish. I like how it was like 3 fairies. One of them looks like it's in trouble. It was supposed to be a flower underneath, but I couldn't fit it because I wanted to make sure their legs are extensively long. But I didn't really think too much about the anatomy, but it came out pretty good, decent-ish. The coloring came out okay, so I'm pretty satisfied. Not great, not bad. Looking pretty. I'm trying to show the other side, but I can't. Fine. There we go. So yeah. So tell me what you think in the comments below. What do you design this fairy niche thing? Feel free to share with me on my Instagram or I don't know, Instagram, I guess. Yes, I am yawning. It is late. It took me longer than I thought to do this drawing, huh? I thought I could get this out in like a few minutes. Nope. Partially because So yeah. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Also, if you like the video, share it with all your peeps or whatever. Where was I going with this? Oh, please subscribe if you want to see more similar things like this. And yeah, that's it for today. Bye.